This changes everything as head coach Kris Knoblauch goes with a lineup that could either make or break the Edmonton Oilers season as they take on the Florida Panthers in Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final back in Edmonton. I mean, it's probably one of the biggest games in Oilers franchise history in quite some time, even more so than Game 7 last year of the Cup Final. I mean, I got my lucky Connor McDavid jersey on. There's no reason why the Oilers cannot win tonight, folks, but all that more today on Oilers Digest as you set up for game number 5. But first, 86% of you have not yet subscribed to the channel here. For any and all Oiler news, I mean, this is the place to be, so make sure you hit that button down below for your Oiler news. Now, let's get right into it, shall we? With no further ado, I mean, picking up where they left off with the emphasis on pick, with Calvin Pickard getting the start tonight for the Oilers ever since he came in on relief for Stuart Skinner in the previous game. It's the Oilers and Panthers Saturday, June 14th tonight at 7 o'clock Central, 6 o'clock Mountain on Sportsnet CBC at Rogers Place there. And if you told me, 3 years ago that, the Oilers would be making, a significant goaltending, signing in the summer of 2022, and I told you, well, it's going to be Jack Campbell. Nope, it was Calvin Pickard, as this picture eventually led to Calvin Pickard getting the start tonight in a very pivotal Game 5 there from Jack Michaels, as he set in the starter's crease there. I mean, what a time to be alive. Calvin Pickard 7-0. I mean, he's had some fantastic saves against the Florida Panthers in the second period, third period, overtime. He was fantastic coming in relief, and I mean, this isn't the first time he's done this in the playoffs. I mean, you go back to last year, you go back to earlier in the playoffs there against the LA Kings in the Vegas Golden Knights. So whenever Cal Pickard, his name has been called, he's risen to the occasion there. As you can see there, all he does is win. I mean, doesn't put up the flashy save percentage numbers, but still, what matters to at the end of the day, to the coaching staff, the players, and even Calvin Pickard himself, is the win. Says, it's exciting, great opportunity for me. It feels like another game. The team getting the win gives you some confidence, and the building's going to be electric tonight. The magnitude of the game is big, but I feel the same as if it were, November or December. A lot of stops along the way in my career. It's been a good journey. This is what you play for, and exactly that. You need the calm demeanor of Calvin Pickard. They're just another game for Calvin. I mean, he took the media presser this morning. That's very rare for a starting goaltender, but Calvin Pickard's done it all season, and he will continue to do so alongside Evander Kane. We saw them both up at the podium on a game day. When it comes to Calvin Pickard, again, not a lot of the stats are flashy there, but the 3 at the bottom, I highlighted because, again, he's the best in the league during the playoffs when it comes to those, goal differential per 60. The league average is, .17. Meanwhile, Calvin Pickard is at a 1.53. That's not just him, but it's the rest of the team as well. I mean, goals for average, the league average is a 2.91. Goals for average, Calvin Pickard's at a 4.22. And then save percentage, of course, 7-0 for the guy in net there. But he also, again, leads the NHL in high danger save percentage at an 8.48 this postseason among goalies who advance past the first round. The league average in high danger save percentage during the 2025 playoffs is 8.07. A couple high danger chances there for the Florida Panthers. Anton Lundell in a season-saving save there by Calvin Pickard on the breakaway there after a Jake Wallman turnover in the second period, and then the grazing of the puck on Calvin Pickard's glove there, and then hitting the crossbar, but keeping that Sam Bennett shot out of the net there. So clutch is, starts with Calvin and also starts with clutch there too. So the Oilers, of course, appreciating what they have in their goaltender. Of course, many of the Oilers say that Calvin Pickard's not one of the weird goalies. He's a normal goalie, and even that in its own right is weird there too. But the guy, of course, great guy to listen to. Fantastic teammate, fantastic player. So hopefully he leads the Oilers to glory tonight. But when it comes to the rest of the team here, from Pierre LeBrun in, Kris Knoblauch confirming Victor Arvidsson's in for Kasperi Kapanen, which, is a bit of a questionable decision, but hey, what do I know? Every time Knoblauch's made a roster move, lineup move, it's always seemed to work out there. As I, felt like Kasperi Kapanen, sure, he's been hard on the forecheck, but he lost a little bit of his bite in the last game there. So fresh legs from Arvidsson, and after travel and short turnaround, it makes sense to put him in. And Knoblauch also confirms Troy Stecher stays in the lineup, confirming that he was benched after playing just 4 minutes and 18 seconds in the Game 4 contest, and it wasn't injury related there. You can see the full stat line after, essentially after getting high-sticked and turning over the puck, leading to the 3-0 Florida goal. That was the end of Troy Stetcher's night in 4 minutes and 18 seconds on only 9 shifts there. But just taking a look at the rest of the team here, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Connor McDavid, in Connor Brown. Of course, the Oilers do have last change in there at, on home ice there. So we could see the McDry pairing alongside either Connor Brown or Corey Perry multiple times tonight as the Oilers try to get the edge on the Florida Panthers. And then Draisaitl again with Vasily Podkolzin elevated to the top line with Corey Perry as those three, I should say, put together in Game 4, had some pretty good underlying stats there, and I thought, one of the best lines all night for the Oilers was Jeff Skinner, Adam Henrique, and Trent Frederick, and they stay together for Game 5, and then lastly, Evander Kane, hopefully he doesn't take any stupid penalties tonight alongside Matisse Janmark and Victor Arvidsson there, and the D stays the same with Brett Kulak and Evan Bouchard, Darnell Nurse and Troy Stetcher, and then Matisse Ekholm in Jake Wallman, and of course with the Oilers sticking with Calvin Pickard. And the Oilers have to get out to a quick start tonight, and Captain Connor McDavid, he realizes that the Oilers have only scored once in the 4 games. The goal 66 seconds into Game 1 from Leon Draisaitl, and the Oilers have to continue that tonight with Connor McDavid saying, we want to get off to better starts, can't be chasing games like we have been kind of doing all series long. I'd expect a good start tonight, so I'm holding Connor McDavid to those comments there, and you need to feed off the Rogers Place crowd, the Terror Dome as they call it. They need to feed off the crowd and get something going in quick there, because you don't want to let Florida get into their game right off the hop there, as they will try to, correct their mistake from Game 4 after blowing a 4-0 Florida lead. Now on the Florida side there, from George Richards, says Paul Maurice says no lineup changes for the Panthers in Game 5. He's going to watch the film on the flight to Edmonton, so of course it stays the same. Verhaeghe, Barkov, Reinhart, Rodriguez, Bennett, and Matthew Tkachuk, and then Eetu Luostarinen, Anton Lundell, and Brad Marchand in the 4th line, which seemed to be, a scary 4th line when AJ Greer came back, but they were on the ice for 2 goals against in the previous game, so there has been a weakness pointed out in that Florida 4th line there with Greer, Noshek, and Jonah Gadjevich, and on the back end, of course, stays the same. Forsling, Ekblad, Mikola, Seth Jones, Nate Schmidt, and Dmitry Kulikov there. Now for the Oilers, and not just the Oilers, in the Panthers as well there. It'll be a pivotal game as Sergei Bobrovsky comes into this one after putting up an .857 in the previous game. So, this is a bit of a culture shock for Sergei Bobrovsky, considering last year in the first 2-3 games he was in Edmonton's head there, but from the get-go Edmonton has been able to solve Sergei Bobrovsky, and in order to go up 3-2 in the series they'll have to solve him many times tonight there. And if they do get the win, the Oilers are in a good spot statistically, as the Game 5 victory in a best-of-7 Stanley Cup final that's tied 2-2 goes on to hoist the cup 73% of the time, with the winners being 19-7 with a .731 winning percentage there. So pivotal game, understatement of the century for the Oilers. Win on home ice, and you have the opportunity to go to Florida up 3-2 and raise the cup and sort of reverse the past here, raising the cup on their ice instead of watching Florida raise the cup on their ice. Or you lose the game tonight and then you go to Florida down 3-2 and then you have to win 2 games in a row. Meanwhile, Florida only has to win 1. So Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, and the rest of the Oilers will realize how exactly many stakes are on tonight's game, but I expect them to get the job done, as the Oilers are 5-0 and wear a jersey on the channel. The stats are there, but that is it for today's video. Let me know down in the comments what you think about tonight's game and your lineup thoughts. Is it a good lineup? Would you rather something else done? And your thoughts on Cal Pickard. And also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you do so already, and hit that button down below, folks, for any and all Oiler news. But take care, have a great rest of the day. Let's go Oilers. Let's go up 3-2. Take care. I'm Matt.